Hey guys, Luantha here, aka Lance634, and this is League of Legends patch 916. Um, as always, I have not read these patch notes prior to recording, nor do I follow PBE or surrender at 20. So we're just going to see what we get here. I have seen tweets about the Mantheon returning, and if you read right here, Mantheon is coming back with his rework slash VGU, I guess, or visual game update. Well, let's just dive right into it. So yep, there's the Pantheon rework, their cross-fans rework. Dragon Oracle Udyr and Hextech Rammus are the three skins. I guess Hextech Rammus is going to be a new gemstone skin, and it looks disgusting. Ew. I guess we're holding on to our gemstones a little longer, boys. So Pantheon, if you haven't seen it, his Q is now a skill shot, and it's a charge up, kind of like Pike's Q. And then he can move around using E. He's going to be really overloaded. Just be prepared to ban this, unless you want to play it and smash some people. Because, yeah, it doesn't look like they nerfed anything. And if anything, they just buffed him straight out the wazoo. But it'll be interesting to see if they're not careful, Riot's going to have an issue where he's going to be pick ban in pro play, especially Worlds, because Worlds is coming up. I think they got 2 more patches to fix this. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. Azir, this is aimed towards, Azir dominating pro play, and you can see Corki's right there, who's dominating pro play. So this is going to give a little more attack window because the cooldown's getting upped late, and even in the mid game, it's going to be up. So, I mean, it's about time. Azir and Corki have been dominating the mid lane meta in pro play for half of the split now, if not the whole split. So it's about time they shifted it up just in time for Worlds. And Corki is seeing some attack damage down and attack growth down. And it's, again, pro play, 2 reliable damage, nerfing him. Okay. Not surprised at all. It'll be interesting to what comes out of this. Because that shakes up like 80% of the pick rate in pro play, to be honest. Well, not just pick rate, but pick ban rate. Dr. Mundo getting some buffs. So his W now gives 30% tenacity to all ranks instead of just max rank. So you can max W last now, and his E has lower cooldown per rank. So this is going to be a little stronger, and especially in laning. So you can really smash someone in a lane with Dr. Mundo. People won't even expect it. It's going to be great. So that'll be interesting. He might actually see some play. I doubt you'll see him in pro play just because there is 0 CC in his kit, but you know, Garen made it, so who knows. Echo getting 10 more damage at all ranks on his E, and his R has a lower cooldown. Alright, Echo is going to hit pro play with this buff, and it's going to be very interesting because he's going to be pro play viable for Worlds. It'll be interesting to just see because this honestly opens the window for top lane Echo, I think, and for mid lane Echo. I still think his jungle Echo is probably a little on the weak side, but the fact that he's going to be a high prioritized pick because he can be flexed. Ezreal Q AP ratio decreased, E cooldown increased. So Ezreal's been all over the place, and his AP is really bursty. So this is just hitting that. His Q have the ability power ratio on it, and his E cooldown up 3 seconds early, and it just eventually scales back down to where it used to be. It just takes away a lot of his early game, and really makes him not as safe in lane. I mean, he has the lowest base health already in the game, but obviously that's not enough. His win rate in solo queue is so low right now. I mean, this is just to try to get him out of pro play. And I mean, it's going to work, but I mean, what's too low for solo queue is my question, because this is going to put him in the 43 range, I bet. Because that increased cooldown is insane. 6 more seconds at rank 1. And you don't max this first, you max it second. Oof, that hurts. Fiora. Fiora's cooldown on your E is down 2 seconds at the early game, and it just scales to a regular late game. And the bonus attack speed scales up per rank. Holy moly, this is a really good change for her, and should honestly help her see more play. She's kind of been on the fringe of pro play, mostly because her counters have been very strong. So I would not be surprised to see Fiora get picked in some capacity at Worlds right now, just with this E upgrade. It'll be interesting though, because Grievous Wounds is so prominent, she has to be used as a counter pick. She cannot be blindly picked without being ridiculously OP, which this does not do that for her. Jack's cooldown decreased for Q. Okay, so late game it's the same, early game it's lower. So this just helps his range matchup. And again, Jax has kind of been fringe top. Some Jax players have been really like looking at it. Wouldn't be surprised to see him in pro play either. Because yeah, 8-second leap strike at rank 1's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. Casawin. Casawin's basic attack empowered damage with W is up 30 at all ranks. So yeah, this is gonna help him with the AP assassins. Ideally, Kassadin should be the ideal pick into Kiana, which isn't happening because 1, Kiana is overtuned, and 2, Kassadin's weak. But it'll be interesting to see if this brings him back in as a fringe counter pick. Maybe used here and there at Worlds. I don't think it'll make him super strong, but I think it might make him actually usable. LeBlanc Q AP ratio increased. Okay, so I mean, yeah, this is straight up extra damage that's free for pro players. Faker is screaming that because he's so happy that LeBlanc's getting buffed for Worlds. I would not be surprised if LeBlanc is a very highly sought after pick, because this is just free harass at 0.4 ability power ratio. And she was strong prior to this nerf this year, so they're just basically reverting her to prior this year without learning anything. So I don't know. I feel like this makes her probably not pro pick ban, but Faker's happy. Lux W shield now gives more shield straight up, and the max shield is also increased. Yeah, so this is just to help with the support Lux, because support Lux straight up died. If you didn't pay attention, its win rate probably, I think, dropped to 41. And you basically had to play as a kill lane. You couldn't play it as any sort of like defensive, like, oh yeah, I do have a shield spell. No, you didn't. So this should help out with that a lot. Especially if you're maxing W, it's going to help you a lot more. I know when I play Lux, I just go damage, because damage is the best way to win a lane. Especially at lower elos, but if you're looking at high elo, why pros were picking her, the insane shield she grants, that's why. So this is good. I don't expect to see her back though. I don't think she's going to be in bot lane, at least in pro play, for might be forever, might be a couple years before we see that again. Nocturne. So they're straight up buffing him. Alright, they're giving him some extra health, some extra base mana, some extra mana regen, some extra armor, which is just kind of round the stats as they say there. And his W gives him more attack speed. So Nocturne nerfs. Note Nocturne has a skin next patch. They just put it on PBE. I saw it. It's, I think, Elderwood or it's Infernal Nocturne. Either way, they're buffing for a skin that'll come out. It'd be really cool if Nocturne was meta in pro play. I would not be mad at that. It'd be pretty exciting. Problem is if he's meta in pro play, there's little counterplay to it, I bet. So it'll be interesting. I mean, this might be enough of a buff. Maybe you see mid Nocturne, because mid Nocturne's been floated out about. But it'll be interesting to see, because it's nice. Riven cooldown flattened. Alright. So yeah, she got a little bit of a cooldown change to her Q. Of course, that's super abusable. And it's just going to go 12 at all ranks, which means it's consistent, and that means it's easier to learn and pick up. But yeah, it's not as spammable, which is good, because spamming Rivens are ridiculous. It is going to hurt her, though, a little bit. Sejuani. Frost armor is now 10 plus 0.35 bonus armor plus and 10 plus 0.35. So they took off 10 base and added 0.1 scaling. And then her cooldown on her Q's increased by 3 seconds, which one of that is late game. This might take her out of pro play, but it makes her passive's actually better late game now. Which is something that a lot of people aren't going to think of, is that it's actually a buff on the passive a little bit, even though the Q's a nerf. And this is playable around for pro players, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is just still getting played. It might not be pick ban anymore, but it should get played still. Shen getting 1% more target max health damage across all levels for split push power, and his E does 10 more damage at all ranks. Okay, it's cool. Shen's always kind of like fringe pro play because of his ult. And if you use it correctly, you can just, dominate split push and then free TP into fights. I would not be surprised if someone tried to play him in some capacity at Worlds. Singed, more rounding stats. Nothing really too big here to note. Our Insanity Potion gives him a lot more bonus stats, though, at rank 2 and 3. Well, 5 and 10 more. So I guess he's a little stronger in the late game, which is okay, I guess. I doubt it changes anything of how pro play thinks of him. Scion, again, more rounding numbers. Apparently they looked at all the top laners and said, wow, these guys have no round numbers, and said, let's fix that. Nothing too big. The Q change. Reduce damage on monsters. Okay. And it does the base damage and minimum damage is up 10 at all ranks. Oh, his max damage is up a little higher than that at other ranks. It's got 5 more scaling. Okay, so his Q now hits monsters at full damage on top of a little more at Q damage. 1, you could see Scion support gaining a little more ground again. 2, Scion jungle is definitely viable now with that change. And since you could technically play him top, and I think he's been played mid as like an AD mid, or even just full tank mid. I don't know how good his wave clear is anymore, but that could be a 3 or 4 role lane swap, or flex pick come Worlds. He's not going to be ridiculously strong, I think, but it's a possibility, and I could see like G2 really thinking on this. Because G2 likes to play a lot of flex pick. So this might be one of their options, the flex pick, to get good matchups. Sivir AD ratio on W is down at early game. Oof. So you're getting 20% attack damage reduction at rank 1 with Ricochet. It's about time. I mean, Sivir's been very strong for 3 months, 4 months, so not surprised. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Oh, I said not surprised. I'm pleasantly informed that there's a nerf to Sivir. Normally they just say, oh, it's Sivir, whatever, we don't care. Silas, Q detonation range. Detonation damage, 45% reduced damage against minions and monsters. Okay. Alright, so now he heals when he steals a Karma RW. Okay, so this is a straight up nerf to Jungle Silas. So they're really just trying to get him to stick to top and mid. Because this is going to straight up kill him in jungle, I feel like. You just can't lose 45% damage reduction. You can't lose 45% of your Q damage on minions. Your early game clear is so bad. So I guess top mid Silas is the thing now, which is still fine. Still flex pick. It's going to hurt G2 a little bit. Syndra Q damage, 25% bonus damage against champions, not 15. That's a huge buff. And then her E base damage up 15 at all ranks. So just a straight up buff across the board for Syndra, which goes in line with Echo getting buffed. They typically are buffed and nerfed at the same time, because Echo counters Syndra. Syndra doesn't counter Echo at all, but Syndra's just really oppressive when she's good. I would expect her to be really good. I think Pro Play will pick this up. nearly instantly, because at like level 8 or 9, your Dark Sphere is doing 25% extra damage. Holy moly, that's too much. Bjergsen's happy. This might fix TSM and get him to Worlds, though, this Syndra pick. Syndra and Echo. Tahm Kench losing 10 movement speed. Ooh. That 10 movement speed on base stats is going to kill Tahm Kench. Anytime you touch movement speed bases, it's a big nerf to champions. I'd expect that's probably 2% win rate right there, just in the movement speed. And then the shield duration's down a second too. Tahm Kench is going to be hovering in the 41 win rate in solo queue. And I mean, this is ideally it's going to kill his pro presence, because there's no way. I mean, he still has the eat, but oh my goodness. Hopefully Tahm Kench is not in pro. It's not pro viable, because when he is, he just takes over the meta and he takes away a whole class of champions. Oh right, Yumi's here. Yumi is going to get smashed. I don't even have to read what this is, but empowered Q damage down. Wow. It loses 10 scaling at all ranks, so she loses 50 damage at rank 5. The slow is down half at early. The slow duration is flattened to about mid-game rank. The cooldown on it is up early. Overall, just a lot of nerfs hitting Yumi here, and I mean, it's warranted. Yumi's been dominating pro play, and if you didn't get to play Yumi on ARAM, that's some fun stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Yumi doesn't see play anymore. But I wouldn't be surprised if she does, because just being able to slap extra stats on people, have a moving turret like that, it's really good in pro play when you can communicate. Ziggs change. His W is getting 0.15 more ability power ratio. The cooldown is going down by 4 seconds early. His R's cooldown is going down to rank 2 and 3. Okay, so this is cool. I mean, Ziggs is supposed to be like scale to late game type of explodey carry. He's supposed to like take tower plates, take towers. And he hasn't been really that good in the meta, which is kind of surprising, because he should be able to get all this extra gold from the plates. Ziggs meta and Worlds wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind that. Ziggs versus Syndra would be a very easy Syndra win. Ziggs versus Echo, I think, is an Echo win also, though. So Ziggs might need a little more help, but this might be enough to put it over the top. We'll see. Rune changes. Biscuit deliveries, losing a biscuit, and it's changed from 36912 to 246. The health per biscuit's now only 10% missing health. It's 12% missing mana. Oh, that's for manaless champions. It's 12% missing health for manaless champions. Health per mana per biscuit's 10%. Healing duration's 5 seconds instead of 15. Permanent maximum mana increase is 50 instead of 40. Okay, so this helps. There's actually a little bit of an Ezreal buff in this, because he's the only one that builds Mer mana. And getting an extra. Well, I mean, it was 40 times 4, so it's 160. Now it's 50 times 3. It's actually a nerf. You're losing 10 max mana increase. So Biscuit's just getting smashed across the board, which is supposed to weaken laning phase. Which is interesting, because laning phase is already pretty not safe. It'll be interesting to see, because this hugely impacts the support and bot lane meta. We'll have to see how that shakes out. And it really hits top laners, especially the manaless ones. So, I don't know about that one. That feels weird. But now's the time to put it. It's so early game focused too. Like, it's to get you to your first back almost. That's just so much stats early. Oh my goodness. And it's only missing health too, so you can't just like push an advantage with it. Some A-ramp balance changes. They're nerfing Swain. He's taking more damage, and he's losing 1% more damage dealt. And they're buffing Morgana, Volibear, and Yorick. Okay, cool. I mean, there's some other A-ramp champions I'm looking at nerfs. I'd probably expect to see a Jhin nerf coming soon, maybe next patch, because he's at about 58% win rate. But Yumi got nerfed above, so she shouldn't be too high anymore. overall, you know, they do their ARAM changes. ARAM's fun. I like it a lot. Brainless mode. Honor 5 rewards. So these are the new Honor 5 rewards chromas for 916 that come out. Cool. You know, it's the same skins for both of them. It's just a new chroma every time. Twitch one's pretty cool. Warwick one's leaves a little bit to be desired. It kind of looks like, you know, Calista stabbed him. You're looking at 2 Honor 5 tokens because we promised you 2 chromas this season, not 1. This season only. So next season you won't get 2 chromas, you'll get 1. If you hit Honor 5 before 916, already own both of them, you'll add 2 Honor 5 tokens directly to your account during 916. Take a little bit longer. Stop being so honorable. Actually, don't. Just be honorable, guys. The rewards are coming. Ranked. They're just some top line stuff. Doesn't really matter to anyone that really watches this, I'm sure. And it doesn't affect me because I'm not even in Diamond, man. And a bunch of bug fixes. Gnar bug fix. Rihanna bug fix. Malzahar bug fix. Saya. Master Yi, Darius. Katarina drops the dagger near your wall and casts E. She can blink to the other side of the wall. Doesn't work anymore. Oh. She now gets the reset. So yeah, it was supposed to work that way. That's cool. That's a cool Katarina buff. Nautilus W now properly procs the electrocute. Lee Sin hitbox no longer warp across the map when casting Q. That's good. That's kind of a nerf to Lee Sin in some ways. Twitch no longer casts Q while consuming any mana 3 seconds after its cooldown resets. Selling any stacking consumable item no longer sell 2 of them at a time if there are more than 1. Thank you. Trying to sell 1 push when you had 2 is a pain in the butt. Karma's W now properly lowers our cooldown while damaging champions, and Phase Rush and Electrocute now properly activate when Poppy casts E. Whew, that's a lot of bug fixes. Riot, fix your spaghetti code. Holy moly. And again, new skins besides the Pantheon rework are the Dragon Oracle Udyr, Hextech Rammus, and that's it for 916. So another big patch in 916. There was only 2 more before Worlds, so they're really trying to hit everything down. Mid lane's going to get completely shuffled here, and the Yuumi meta is hopefully going away. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think Riot got it right. I'm guessing 90% of you think Riot got it wrong, because, you know, that's right for you. But let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And if you're looking for TFT, there's a separate video for that. That's also getting uploaded today. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.